Welcome, everyone. Volume 13. It is here for me today because Vante did already react to it earlier in the week. So make sure you check out his video reaction if you have not already. It is up on the channel. So today I will be going through chapters 107 through 115. I've heard it's the best volume. I've heard some tears may have been shed or will be shed. And I hear we get some Nico stuff, which is fantastic given what happened in volume 12 with Ghost and his wife, who has a C-section scar. Crazy. Vante will be back in just a moment, so I'm going to kind of try to just interact with the chat a little bit until he gets back, and then I will get into the newest volume. How's everyone doing today? We got Wirt, Mad Mata, Someone, Sean, Kebab316, and a few other viewers. Now, last time I did not notice until post when I was watching it myself in terms of the replay of the audio, but I did unfortunately have my backup mic on last time. So hopefully the audio is a little bit better this time around. And then it has been raining pretty heavy today where I live in Michigan for the United States. And I do unfortunately have asthma. So from time to time, I might need to just briefly take off my camera, get a quick swig of water, whatever. Personally, I don't like drinking or eating on camera. That's why you will not see me do it. It's just my own personal preference. But yeah. I think we've wasted enough time. Everyone knows why we're here. So let me get into chapter 107 right now. Okay. Oh my God, this is the... If you read The Promised Neverland, you know exactly what I was about to say. Chapter 107, Confuse. These are all the Umas that everyone helped catch. If we just keep these secure, we can buy some time before Ragnarok. Those cases are indestructible from the outside. The Union's defense system is perfect. Keep tabs on the system nevertheless. Roger. My thanks to all personnel. We can use the time you've bought us to make our final preparations against Ragnarok. We only need to collect the last two sacred spirit treasures, the other one being the shield, Rebellion and the Heart. We'll split into two groups. One will travel to Egypt and the other to Japan. Top and Phil will come with me to Egypt. Shen and Mui will take Japan. Everyone else will stand guard over the Umas. We haven't got a moment to lose. Ragnarok is a month away. As Unruined notices, it's not regenerating. Oh, it won't heal. I see. So you must be Unrepair. Unrepair. He's the negator that disables self-regeneration. Rip, cut this Lutz talisman for me, says Andy, the old man spirit. I'm pretty sure if you cut their talismans, that it'll... Sick. It's useless. Ka-shing! Your meager blade could never scratch my body. That aside, that is a fine power you have. It is unusual for me to covet a negator's power, but I must obtain that one and use it to benefit God. It's circled back? Ha! Looks like... You got a hell of a lot craftier. as Andy pulls out the hand blade of blood to slice Seal. Try saying that 3 times fast. Thanks for sealing me up, Seal. I learned a lot about souls because of you. Snap. Wow! Save Lucy at all costs. Now then, let's make this a 2-on-2. Oh, I like that. Blood, Uma Blood is now the arm for Unruin. Rip's dying here, and that wasn't just for the LOLs on the thumbnail. He is 100% dying in this volume, if not the beginning of the next one. Sure, sounds like fun. I'm gonna make you tell me where Ghost and Fuko are. Rumble. What is it this time? We got another assassin coming? What is this? Ha! Ha ha ha! I can't believe it went so well. You bunch, you humans are such a riot. Mr. Andy, Mui, is that you? Terrible. Her eyeballs. Oh no. Terrible news. The Umas that were delaying Ragnarok have all been killed. What? We've been betrayed. He pulled one over on us. That rotten geezer. Oh no, Nico had to do something to save his wife's soul. Geezer? You don't mean? Yes. Master Nico. System successfully hacked. Defense system down 80%. All gates unlocked. 50% of captive Umas deceased. Master Nico has betrayed us. He's chewing on something? Oh yeah, he pops pills. That's his thing. Wow! What are you doing? Ripping it out of his chest? At this rate, the Union will completely collapse. Very symbolic, him throwing it to the ground. There's no way. Is the death of someone else really that hard to bear? He's got vampire wings. To think that simply letting him see some dead woman would be enough to make him do exactly what I wanted. What a great help. Now we don't need a month. It'll happen right away. It's coming. Ragnarok is upon us. This page is fuego. Absolutely incredible. Come, Seal. Let's head to the Union headquarters. We'll usher in God from there. Damn it. Get back here. If you think I'm letting you go to the Union, then you got another thing Oh, rip. We can't have 2 betrayals in 1 chapter. Come on now. Well, betrayals. What are you trying to pull here, Rip? My target here is you. You're the same as Nico then? No. I'm acting of my own free will. This loop is going to end soon, so let's settle the next matter at hand. Double spread! Double spread! Who will be riding the arc? Ooh! That was hot.
Mm-hmm.
And guys, just so you know, I am reading this manga on my computer, so I cannot see chat simultaneously. So if you said anything and I didn't respond, you know why.
Oh, good. Just call him Nico, Pill Popper Nico. I call him Narco Nico. Oh, and Vince has said he was going to pretty much copy and paste the volume extra or the chapter extra for each accordingly, so that you don't get spoiled fully. So.
Okay, good. My internet was kind of freaking out there a little second.
Oh, okay. I thought I was dying.
No, it's a good. God damn, I really
So
hope
yeah,
that
every time you finish a chapter,
block.
you this will let you know.
Okay, appreciate it. Work.
What was that? Oh. Mm-hmm.
Yoshifumi Tozuka. He considered drawing the winners using their abilities, but thought we already had enough of that in the canon story. He wanted to show them how they could live without the negator abilities holding them down. Tatiana in clothing. Smart choice.
Yes. He said that's his favorite to draw, I think. I'm like, yes. Good.
He's not a weirdo. I'll at least give him that.
Mm-hmm. That's basically him saying, like, guys, I'm not weird. It's literally just her ability. That's why. But that chapter, man, that was one of that. See, this volume, like initially when I read that chapter, I was thinking like this would have been one of the chat's pick. But then when I kept going, I was like, you know what? Nope. The entire chapter. The entire volume. Yeah.
I don't know. I didn't dislike this chapter. It wasn't like, it's not a 10 out of 10 for me.
For me, in terms of shock, it was because Ragnarok is basically here now. They took out all of the Umas that they're trying to capture. I thought everything was going to be good, peachy and fine, because they got all of them. They all died. Nico betrayal. Right now, Juiz, Phil, and Top, they're not there. It was just Shin and Mui that was still in Japan. And then you have the situation with Rip right now. Instead of the 2v2 that we thought, or at least the 1v1 that we thought, that turned to a 2v2, that turned into a 1v1 between Rip and there's a lot of plot twists in this chapter alone. That's why I thought it was setting up really good stuff, basically. It's one of those kind of chapters.
Let's see, page 1, that looks like Uma atmosphere, the core. Above Uma atmosphere in the center, probably Uma snow. What was it? Twist or spin is on the left, and then balance might be on the right, so unbalance, because it looks like one of those tops that's spinning around. All right, and then rebellion and heart, one of them's in Egypt, which makes sense why we went there previously for one of the missions. And then heart, if I had a guess for those two, I think heart is a second life, kind of similar to like the Mario games where you have an extra mushroom. And then rebellion, if I had a guess, probably a sword or an offensive weapon.
Mad Mata, exactly. This volume, all of it had to be blind reacted. What's up, Wolf? We're on chapter 107. Well, we just finished 107.
Wolf, do you read Undead, or are you just popping by to say hello?
Did you read the extras from volume 12? Yeah, we did, right? I think so.
I didn't, but that's fine. I'll read them later. Nico ripping out the emblem from his chest was insane.
Okay. Behind from the bit.
Okay. All right, guys. I feel like that was relatively straightforward. So let me get into 108 next. Aw. So that what they were just talking about. So the sickest tag team popularity poll results from Japan are in. Vontae and I were saying that we were going to do kind of like a ranking of the best pairs in this series. So Andy and Fuko, obviously number 1. Shen and Mui, 2. Solid pick. And then Juiz and Victor. Juiz got that mommy hairstyle. Like, she's about to die. If she dies this chapter specifically, she's got that Carla Yeager type of hairstyle going. All right, who we got? 4th, Tatiana and Billy. That's adorable. Rip and Latla looking clean. 6th, Top and Ishin. God, I love her hair color. At first, I was like really wanting it to be blonde, but that's okay. 7th Andy and Gina? Were they really a pair, or is that just self-shipping by her? That's funny. What are they tearing away? Is that a dress? I think so. Layla, Latla, you gotta hide me, please. Oh my, Rip? Here comes that rotten brat. Are you avoiding your lessons again? Those lessons are useless to me. Piano, painting, all of it. But nothing is ever useless. That's right. Your father is spending good money on you. Young master, she's here. Young master, how many times must you run off before you learn? I know that you are here somewhere. Lady Layla, Lady Latla, have you seen young master Rip? Ada ada. My humblest apologies, Miss Haman, but Rip hasn't made his way here. Eek! She's twitching in the background. Did I say something to offend, she thinks? Very well then. She's gone, Rip. Oh my god, hiding under the dress? Yeah, that'll put that face on you. You got little girl panties. And rightfully so, he got knocked. Come on, can you blame me? There was no other place to hide. It's not like I went under there because I wanted to. Then go hide under Layla's skirt. I mean, I wouldn't let that fly either, but you get my point. Of course that wouldn't fly. Layla is a girl after all. I'm a girl too, you little dweeb. Yow. Teehee. So what I'm guessing here, since we're getting this little backstory and we see that Latla's younger sister, Layla, was sickly her entire life, that is why Rip wanted to become a doctor in the first place. His motivation. Anyway, how's your health, Layla? You got checked out at that big hospital, right? Yeah. They said it's no good. I have 10 years left before my heart gives out. They said no one can repair it. I see. So, why are you crying? Huh? Why? Isn't it obvious? Because I'm sad and frustrated. I asked if they could use my heart, but they told me they couldn't. Yeah, no way. Of course they couldn't use your vulgar heart, Latla. Excuse me? Besides, that'd be admitting defeat. I'll fix you. Rip, as of this very moment, your illness is as good as cured, because I've decided I'll be doing the curing. Whatever brought this on? Asking only for academic lessons all of a sudden. Granted, I am grateful for this display of enthusiasm, but still. Okay, done. I'm gonna go play now. That is fine, but where are you going? It's just like Hippocrates said, a doctor has 3 weapons. These are all correct. The first, words. The second, herbs. They told me to take this medicine. I see. Yeah, no, mistakes here, I guess. And the third, hey, what are you doing? A scalpel. Surgery practice. Yee! You're going to do that to Layla? Of course. You have to when doing surgery. I'm pretty good at this. Maybe all that piano practice wasn't useless after all. Apparently, I'm pretty good with my hands. I've been meaning to ask. Layla's doctor is famous, you know? Shouldn't you just let him handle it? That guy already threw in the towel. He's a quack, a certified quack. And that's why, since I can't heal her medically, I'll save Layla spiritually instead. What? Hey, what are you laughing about? I'll have you know that fortune telling is a legitimate form of statistics with a vast amount of history and data to its name. Sure, amazing stuff. It's also how I know you'll be bad luck today. Sure, have bad luck today. Poof. See? What did I tell you? You said that after seeing the turd on the ground. Stop it. You stepped in it. Both literally and metaphorically. I did not. Like I said, I use fortune telling. Well, don't go getting Layla involved in that crap. That what? At just 18 years old, he's the youngest person in the country to gain his medical license. The man said to have had the healing hands of God, Mr. Rip Tristan. It's Mr. Rip! Oh my gosh! And she's the woman who mastered all forms of fortune telling, from palm reading to tarot, with 100% accuracy. The flip here is going to absolutely hit. The fortune teller who's sweeping the nation, Miss Latla Mira. Mira to see the future. I see what you're doing. Wow, you two are amazing. You're both on TV. Sure, but my feature was 5 minutes longer. Oh yeah? Well, my feature is being broadcast on multiple stations. You testing me? Are you testing me? Anyways, even if it has all been for the girl that you like, I'm impressed by how far you've come despite hating studying. You dumb... I'm not doing this for any ulterior motive, and that's the truth. Wait, did you think you were keeping your crush a secret? No, I mean, like I said, you're wrong. I've known about your little crush for 10 years. When her fortune telling first started. Latla's used her fortune telling to find the perfect day for the surgery. With my skills combined with her fortune telling, we're invincible. Da-dum! Hee-hee! Rip, you and my sister have always been there to help me out, like a couple of heroes. I just can't even hope to compare. So please, forget about me and my sis... And he kisses her. Aww. She's got to have conflicting emotions because we saw from her kiss when Rip turned into a cherry blossom tree that she does have some sort of affection for him. And that's got to be tough. Growing up probably 10 plus years of knowing that the guy that you likes someone else, that someone else is related to you, is your sister. That's getting messy. Let's get married once all this is over. The bleeding won't stop. Prep a blood transfusion on the double. But why? The afflicted area I cut is bleeding. Layla! Rip. Sis. It's fine. Your hands couldn't fix me, Rip. It's no use. Why? And your prediction was way off, sis. This death was fated to be. So please, forget about me. Use your scalpel and your crystal ball. Wait. No, to save lives of many. Back to the action. There's no way that I could ever forget her. I became a doctor to cure her. That was my whole reason for living. Slaying God, Ragnarok. I don't give a damn about any of that. I couldn't care less about a world that she's not in. I finally found it. Arc is the round table, isn't it? I never said that out loud, but I kind of had a sneaking suspicion that was true. Because otherwise, why would Apocalypse only be directly linked to giving out rewards and punishments when they're all around the round table? Makes sense. All right, double spread to end the chapter. In order to initiate the loop, you need points, right? Juiz has lost her points, so that means you, as the vessel for Victor, are the one with the largest number of points now. Hand them over. I want your points. All of them. I'm going to ride Arc and repair Layla one more time. Okay, Rip, this is not... He's obviously very traumatized by this whole situation, so he's not thinking clearly. He knows that I think he knows that Juiz has been on Arc multiple times, and she has kept her negator ability. If he keeps unrepair, he can never touch her or perform any sort of surgery on her moving forward. So it's more of a, I'm going to save her, not I'm going to be the one to actually save her.
Hmm. That chapter, after I read that, I was like, oh yeah, once again, this volume, okay, yeah, it's gonna be hard to pick. It'll be hard for them to pick which chapters, but yeah, seeing that backstory. Also, Vince had put the
Oh, they were twins. Okay.
YouTube a month. Okay, everything's good. But yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Before my stuff started lagging. Yeah, I didn't know that they were twins.
I didn't know that either. I thought
Latla probably
there was
referred to her as her little sister before. So like a lot of these series, they do refer to the one who was born second as the younger sibling. I didn't know that. Interesting.
oh, it's Andy's clothes that they were ripping off in the beginning.
Yeah.
All right, there was one other thing I wanted to talk about with this.
God's an asshole. Like that's bad. Like
I mean,
so far. Oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna say the most important person to both of them, he had to give them two separate abilities to make them both hurt in the most
Yep.
insane way possible.
Yep. And the craziest part about it is that like usually when we seen people activate their abilities, it was due to a moment, like with Chikara crossing the street, turning around, Fuko and her parents, Tatiana, Top. But in this case, it's like these people, these two individuals, literally have professions for fortune, for being a surgeon, and then God said, you know what? How about you're not 100% accurate anymore, Latla, and you're not a magical doctor with your hands anymore, Rip. I'm gonna give you these abilities, and boom, you can't fix her.
Oh,
That's
and her
crazy.
Negatora power is definitely unfortunate.
Yep. Ain't that wild? Like you literally, that's real interesting. You started out as a fortune teller. You're still technically a fortune teller, but now you're unfortunate. It's like her whole situation is probably really tricky. So I guess that would mean that she can kind of know the opposite of what will happen now. Since if you were a fortune teller
Well, yeah,
already,
that's what they were using to find Fuko, right? They were saying like, oh, she's definitely there. Okay, well, we don't need to look there.
mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. That's kind of funny.
They were giving Rip
Really?
hate here. Why?
Damn. I don't understand.
For having like personal motivations? Honestly, he only worked with us in the past because he had to.
Yeah, and plus, I even said in my reaction that he's been very consistent with what he wants. He keeps saying, "I want Arc. I don't care about fighting God. I don't care about anything else." That's been his whole thing too. So,
yeah. I mean, straightforward to me.
Complicated characters. True.
Yeah.
They don't like him. If you're not the MC, then they're like, "Yeah, I don't care. Your dreams, your aspirations, your goals don't matter." I don't understand that logic from people. Some goals, and then Twitchy says he has his goals. I'm like, oh yeah, I don't care. Fuck it. I don't care about your goals, your dreams, nothing.
Yeah, whatever. I'm gonna ride Arc. He's been saying that since the jump.
Mm-hmm. All right, I'm gonna let you continue.
Okay, 109 is next. Oh my god, look at this color page. I love symbolism like this. It's like his pure-hearted self as a child is trying to stop the adult, which is so fixated in his ways, on going down a path that his love would not have wanted him to go down. 109 RIP requisite at in pace. Good lord, I butchered that. Sorry. Why? I didn't make any mistakes. And why did those stitches cause her to bleed out? Oh my god, he cut his own eye to test it out. Why didn't she heal? Rip! Don't! Kind of. Latla? My fortune-telling reading stopped being accurate. The same probably went for my reading on the day of the surgery, too. It doesn't matter anymore. Why would it? She's gone now. Her last words were to save lots of people. As a doctor, you can't do any cutting, but you still have all that medical knowledge. The cut in my eye is shallow. The bleeding will stop soon, so please, just leave me alone. He notices as it drips down again. What? I've heard about this from a patron. A negation ability. What? A power that ignores the rules of this world and negates them instead. I've negated the regeneration of your lungs specifically. Your breath will weaken and your physical abilities will decline drastically. This match is over. Give me your points. Rip. Now's not the damn time for a falling out. Keep this up and Ragnarok will kill you and Latla. Isn't there some way? We live in a world with these sort of powers. There has to be something I can do. Something to bring back the dead. Oh, is that what heart can do? Can it bring back someone from the dead? There is an artifact that would allow you to jump to a new world and redo everything if you use it. Arc. As he gets the code Gias in his eye, I won't die. I'll use your point to board Arc and initiate the loop. What is this domain of scalpels that he's floating around? I see. They've reached your brain? Damn you. You've become too acquainted with my unrepair powers thanks to our previous battles. Don't think that you'll be able to break the rules any longer. There's no escape for you. In fact, all I need to do is land one blow to your brain. So we have no choice but to fight. In that case, it's all or nothing. Was the cut too shallow? No. What are you... He's fast. I blinked and he's behind me. What is with these text bubbles? Sorry, bud, but I got something I can't give up either. No way. He tampered with the wound on his brain on his own? Oh, I don't know what this panel is. Bring it on, Rip. You monster. Normally, fighting back would be considered a means of healing himself. He should know that. Did he fiddle with his brain to intentionally drop his intelligence low enough so that he can't comprehend that? I can't restrain him. He's using that destructive fighting style to overwrite the cut I delivered and regenerate. The advantage I gained from my ability is gone. I can't beat him in pure combat. In that case, how am I going to land a fatal blow on him? What should I do? Is this like fight or flight from Andy? In terms of he's literally just turned his brain off and he is operating on pure survival instinct to fight Rip? Because you're not thinking about it, which is kind of a unique aspect of unrepair, is that if you think about a way to overcome it, it negates that. So if you're not thinking, you just... Ah! Latla, can you hear me? Rip, where are you right now? I found Undead. I'm going to fight him and take his points. What? What are you thinking? You can't take him on alone. Oh my god, what happened to your arm? You cut it off? Oh, is that how he was controlling the scalpels with like magnetic fields? Latla, I want you to confirm the location of the round table, Arc, for me. Wait, Rip. This is my last chance. I'm going to finish this. right here, right now. Gah! Get crushed. Dead the road. Oh no. Whenever you get a flashback right before something hits, you know you're gonna die. Latla for the save. Get on, Latla. You're always like this. You always make decisions on your own. You always take things upon yourself. You always try to keep me from getting involved. She looks younger there, and so does he in that panel. That could either be on purpose or not. I'm not quite sure, but well done if it is. When you cut off your legs because you said it'd make you stronger, when you joined under, even back when we fought Autumn, you always try to leave me behind. If it's okay for you to risk your life for the person you love, then let me do the same for you. Confession. Let me put my life on the line for you at the very least. He's just so far down this trauma rabbit hole, he didn't even realize Latla had feelings for him. Or he kind of did, but maybe he just kind of pushed her off. Oh my, I don't like this face. Oh no, God's intervening. Listen, I have an idea. All right, that's a little crystal ball. I think that's Rip shooting something. Maybe Andy jumping off to the side. Go on my signal. This won't work on him twice. Latla, what do you plan on? Oh, she's gonna jump on him? Rip! Now! You won't hit him. I guarantee it. 100%. Just you wait, Layla. Your dashing prince is coming to save you. Jesus Christ. Alrighty.
Boy,
that was a chapter. That was a 10.
It keeps escalating, just higher and higher and higher.
Man.
Damn. What was I gonna say? Oh, I thought it was really cool that the mangaka started writing in a really grungy, rough style to show Andy's IQ dropping. You know, I always say that he has a high IQ in battle, so it's ironic that his high IQ, he uses high IQ to make himself have a low IQ in order to combat against Rip. That's why.
Yep.
What was the other thing I wanted to say? Oh, I'm starting to notice too when it comes to like that black like silhouette stuff that we usually think is God. I think it's either that or what I like to call it a negator just locking in. It's either going to be God or your ability, like just, you know, really locking in. Yeah, replacing the legs with the blade runner. Yeah, that was crazy.
It's an artificial eye. Golly.
It's love. It's all about love. Name the game, man. Love triangles and all.
Damn. That hurt. The look of like acceptance on his fate as he fired that. He did get that headshot on Andy. Damn.
Really like that page of Latla telling Rip to, like, you know, trust her and just to listen to her, because he always tries to, like, yeah, I can't wait to hear that in the anime. The VA, she's gonna go crazy for that.
Oh, 100%. That was a younger version of her, because her bangs don't look like they do right now. They don't look like bunnies or a goose. because they are much more straight and narrow if you look on page 21 as opposed to page 19. So that's definitely a younger version of both of them, because Rip's got the little tuft on his hair.
Yeah. The sniper says the next 3 volumes get even more painful. Just you wait. Oh shit.
The next 3?
All right.
Slow
shit.
down.
Damn. Pain, pain after pain after pain. Okay, interesting. Let's see. What else? Was there anything else said that? Damn. Lala. Oh yeah. By the way, Lala's baby girl for me. Fuko's best girl, but Lala, that's my baby girl. That's it. I like Lala.
Damn.
Paneling was dope. Was it something else? Nope. I think that was it.
Okay. Well, I'm kind of moving a little bit quickly here, but I mean, granted, there's a lot of action, so that's bound to happen, I guess. So 110 is next. Just you wait, Layla. Your dashing prince is coming to save you. Latla! Undead Unluck, God of Death. You plan on letting them win, Victor? Internal monologue. We were waiting on this. Is that you, Victor? You don't come talking to me in my head often. If you keep this up and wholeheartedly admit defeat, the points will transfer to them. Rip will probably go through the loop, which will save that Layla woman of his. If you swap me in now, then you can most likely deactivate Unrepair due to my not being the original target. However, is your vision of justice great enough for the task? My vision of justice. Whenever people need to make major decisions, they always follow the path their vision of justice shows them. Granted, I'm just parroting what Joey's would tell me. I like this though, because there is going to be 1,000,000% a consequence if Andy does decide to give the points to Rip here. And maybe like he'll need them later on to save Fuko. But like Fuko's got to be the one that goes on arc. Like I've already made that determination. Headcanon. But all right, let's continue. For those two, their decision is a simple one. All they want is to save a lone woman by their own hands, and therein lies an unwavering vision of justice. If you don't have a vision capable of trumping that, then you can forget swapping me out for I'm the same. I'm the exact same as them. I want to see the person I love laughing and smiling. But in my case, with Fuko, it's a killer conundrum. Be it friend or foe, if anything bad were to happen to someone, she knows she'd never be able to genuinely laugh or smile. And she was close with Lala, so this makes sense. And that holds true for these two, even if they are technically foes. In order for Fuko to smile, everyone, including them, is necessary. But if I let them both go, then I won't be able to stop the end of the world. Even if they do manage to save one person, Layla, the next Ragnarok will be waiting around the corner, and everyone will be doomed. Then there's only one solution. Let Fuko ride Arc and go through the loop. Juiz, Billy, Ano, Rip's group, Gina, and Void both of whom you killed, this loop has already seen its fair share of tragedy. I like how they're bringing up Void here. He got the short end of the stick in more ways than one, but it's good that he's included here with Victor, because I'm assuming that Victor did interact with Void multiple times in previous loops. Which is exactly why you need to loop with the 2 keys to slaying God, Undead and Unluck, to prevent all the tragedies that have occurred in this loop and rebuild the Union. And this is also confirmation that Victor has been present for things that have happened with Andy's perspective. So he knows that the woman that he loves, if Fuko, the woman that Andy loves, jumps on Arc, will die. That being Juiz. So he is, and this page is amazing, by the way, page 9. He is giving up his future for his future when his future is Andy's future. So that is quite the sacrifice as well. So basically, you're telling me to give up on this loop. That's right. You can try to convince Rip all you want, but words won't stop him. In order to truly save them, you must stop them right here, right now. Are you prepared to carry the fate of those two? No. The fate of the entire world on your shoulders? Yeah, I'll carry it. And I'll save everyone. To accomplish that goal, I'll become a god of death if I have to. Victor kind of looks down. In that case, I'll lend you my power. Mister! Latla, I did it. I managed to beat Undead thanks to you. Did I pull it off? Yeah, you immobilized him. Now I just have to make him declare a point transfer. Thank you, Latla. Uh-huh. I'll ride Arc and pick you up. Yeah. Next time we meet, I want to see you without any of those dangerous things on your body. Right. You got it. Oh, as Andy regenerates in the background. Rip is going through it right now. So don't you worry, you can rest easy. Okay. Damn it. Ooh. A montage of like all of the pain he's gone through. Arm gets ripped off. It shows him with the katana. Okay, next his leg is coming off. Both of his legs. Man, Lala crying in front of him? Damn it. Damn it! Andy didn't want to do that. He had to, but he didn't want to do that.
Insanity Part 4.
That's funny.
I really like this whole plot, and I mean, because every time we see like Rip and Latla and Andy and Fuko, I feel like those four, like those are the four characters when they're on the the page at the same time or screen at the same time. I really like a lot of their encounters and stuff and dialogue.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, Victor, good stuff. I was literally just talking about that. I think was it the last volume? I was thinking, when's the next time we're going to talk to Victor? Boom, he comes out. And Andy, yeah, you got to carry that burden of trying to save everybody. And when I was reading this, though, the one thing that I kept thinking in my mind, I kept thinking if Rip is right about the round table being the arc, I wasn't sure if that still meant that it was one seat or is it all the 11 seats around. Somebody commented to that on the video, and they basically said that it will be explained. So I guess either we're still
one way or the other.
Either way,
yeah.
Because when I was reading the chapter, I was thinking, I was like, damn, like because now I was thinking, okay, there's 11 seats, so why not just, I don't know, have good communication between these two characters right now to let them know, oh, it's all good. But since the whole point transferring thing or the points in general, and then Victor telling Andy that you need to get Fuko on the arc made me think of like, oh, never mind. So I guess it might be one seat, but it's still kind of interesting that it would only be one seat if there was like 11 around the table. I don't know. So we'll have to get
If
some
I
kind of
had a
confirmation.
guess, I think it is one seat, maybe like the very center of it, or they did specify just the seat at number 1. So kind of
Yeah.
related back to what Juiz was saying, like, if you want my spot, come take it. So she's
Right.
always been sitting at the seat number 1, and she's been the only one looping, according to her. So I think just maybe the first seat, because that will always be present associated with the round table, is the only seat guaranteed on ARC. That would be my guess.
Yeah. I don't know. It's just, I find it kind of ironic that like something that's able to carry you to another time eventually only has one seat. It's kind of ironic. It's like having a car with only one seat in it, but it's big enough to hold multiple more.
That's true. I think maybe because we know in the past that extra seats at the round table are rewards. So there will always be at least one, but the better that they do, the more potential strength that they can build up. So maybe there could be 10 other seats, but then you're kind of picking and choosing like who gets to go on the arc. So I feel like we have more than 10 people besides Andy and Fuko that would join.
I think there's got to be some kind of loophole. I've always thought that way about the whole artifact. I mean, the whole arc situation, even with it being the round table. There's gonna be some way. I mean, we theorized in the past that like Andy, the card situation, that it's basically like him within the card inside of a body or whatever. I'm thinking of other ways, like if we can fit people in the cards or some shit. Just put all of humanity inside of
Soul Calibur,
Andy
man.
or some shit.
Soul Calibur.
Like, can you bring anything with you on Arc? That's another thing I never thought about. Can you bring like an artifact?
I think I questioned that before. I think you can maybe bring one artifact with you. So let's just say that before Ragnarok, Fuko uses Soul Calibur to imbue all of these people into Andy's memory card, or just the memory card. And then when she gets out of Arc in the new loop, she can use Soul Calibur to put those souls in the same bodies, so that way they retain their same memories. Because I remember, or maybe this is just something I've thought about, but at what % of brain capacity do you consider yourself as a human? So let's just say you have a tragic car accident and you lose half of your memory. Yeah, you're still a person, right? What if you lose 70%, 80%, 95%, 99%? What if you're brain dead? Are you still a person? What happens with the soul if you don't have any memories? Are you just a husk? These are a lot of philosophical questions, but needless to say, I think that's probably a little workaround that they could use.
So, and in the last volume, in the beginning, when they were talking, when Billy and Under, when they were talking about the shield, the Aegis shield, they said that didn't get destroyed by God, correct? Like it's something that can survive.
It was not destroyed in the last loop. So one of, or the 3 artifacts, I'm assuming, the 3 heavenly artifacts, I'm assuming they carry over from loop to loop to loop. Maybe not the other ones, though.
So if anything, that I'd assume if you were to bring that on the arc, I think that would that work?
I don't think you'd have to. You wouldn't have to. It would still be in the next loop. You just have to find it. Yeah. Exactly.
I guess you have to put it in a certain spot.
Well, I mean, if he blows up the planet and puts it back together, like it could literally be anywhere. That's why the location of Rebellion was the quest reward.
Yeah, and then again, since like I said, Andy. Okay, I'm just gonna have this prediction. I'm just gonna say if they can find some kind of loophole to bring multiple people to the next loop, I think that they could do something with Andy, like I don't know, upload people into the damn car somehow, some way. Since he wouldn't be on the arc anyway, because he could just survive regardless. So, because I don't know, I just personally don't believe that everyone will be re-looped. I think there would be at least another character or two that would end up aside from Fuko. I guess it doesn't matter, right? Everybody can be redone or reincarnated essentially.
Yeah, it's all going to be dependent on Andy and like his existence in the new world, because one topic of conversation we were having pretty extensively last time, or maybe the time before, was Andy's presence in this story for this particular loop had a butterfly effect to where it might have created Billy, it might have saved Juiz, it might have got us up to this point to where we're now facing Ragnarok in a different way than we used to. And now we might potentially have the location, or at least are looking for, all three of the heavenly artifacts.
I mean, true, Vince, but like, I mean, it's anime, man. They.
Well, I was gonna say, like, he's willing to do anything for Fuko. Like, even if he's not entirely himself, like, he would want her to be happy.
But then again, I know argument for that would just be, well, if it's for Fuko, he'll just make sure she gets on the arc regardless, so you don't even have to worry. I guess we will see another loop. I don't know. I just felt like, at least right now in the story, that I don't know, like that being the arc, the round table being arc, which is something you said earlier, it was in the back of your mind, me as well, kinda. But I was like, nah, I don't think it would be that. But I don't know, something about the round table being arc just made me think of some kind of loophole with that whole situation. Because can we even trust Jui's word of saying it's only a one-seater?
I don't have any reason to doubt that. I mean, especially not after she gave up all her points to save Fuko.
True. And she does say it climbed the ranks or whatnot to essentially take over her seat.
I'm not saying that it's not possible to have more than one seat on Arc. It's just at the moment, it seems like, why would she lie about that given the new information we have? If she said that previously, I would be like, no, I'm not gonna trust you. But
or what if it was a different situation when she first took the arc? Like, what if it has something to do with her thinking that it's only one seat because she took it alone before, but in actuality, there's actually more seats that technically can be. Yeah, so she automatically assumes that, well, since I did it once, then it seems like it's just one seat. There's only one chair there when I was there. But then again, though, somebody did comment a few minutes ago saying that, well, then technically wouldn't there be like, well, actually, no, it wouldn't be hundreds of seats because that's a brand new loop and you have to redo the union again and again.
No, it just like whoever, I mean, we're assuming that it's the same characters in the loop because we saw the memories that Fuko got from past worlds is the same characters. So I'm assuming just maybe like at most 15, but
she had more reason to be honest about having more people in her main goal to get. Yeah. But she's been on our sus list for a while. It calmed down, but like when more and more revelations, like for example, the literal arc being the round table. Like that's not something that why wouldn't she say that?
Well, she didn't want to give Billy the satisfaction of knowing that he got both Apocalypse and Arc.
Well, after that, to us, when she was explaining everything to us after that. At Stonehenge. Did it just not come across her mind?
Well, remember, one of the goals was to find the round table. So she kind of said it, but she kind of didn't.
Fucking Sean. Y'all need to
stop. That's interesting. Yeah. You guys are keeping it up. On that note, I will get into chapter 111 now. That was a pretty good discussion. Very necessary. Okay, chapter 111, In Trust. I'll go through the loop and get a second chance at Layla's operation. I'll appoint someone to perform the surgery under my instruction. As long as there's no holes in my logic or decision making, it should be successful. But what about Ragnarok? Even if you do save Layla, it'll still happen. You have a kind heart, Layla. Is that Old Fang back there? I think it's Old Fang. Still, I can't help but wonder, would it really be so wrong if it all ended that way? So long as we die together, I'll be satisfied. Oh, Andy lays down Latla next to Rip. My heart. Thank you. Cough. Cough. It's hopeless. Rip, I know what you're thinking. You're going to try to fix everything in the next loop, right? Yeah. Cough. I figured. Otherwise, someone as soft as you would never take things this far. You're gonna save everyone. Get them to join you and become bosom buddies. And take down God to get the good ending, huh? Yeah. Ha! There's no way you can pull that off. Not by a long shot. We're all in this sorry state, cough, because what you're aiming for is impossible. So, what? Cough. Are you gonna save Layla for me? Well, I'm telling you, it's hope. God, Yuki Kaji's gonna kill this scene. I'm telling you, it's hopeless. No matter how hard you try to stop me, I'm going to try to save Layla anyway. You're not going to be able to stop the two of us on that fateful day. There's no way in the world you can do it. A stranger like you won't be able to change our fates. It's Fuko, baby. It's always been Fuko. Wait, always. I will change them. If I couldn't, there'd be no point in taking the loop. Love the breakdown here. Rip starts breaking down. Andy. October 15th, 2015. During surgery in Isuet Hospital, my sister died because of my fortune telling and Rip performing the surgery. I'm begging you, please. Change her fate. Save her, please. Flies off. You won, right, mister? Yeah. Thanks to you pulling my card out, which I did see was a volume extra, so I'll go back and read that later. Mister, look, Mom is still here. How do you think we can cure her? Medicine, maybe? Still, I'm sure she'll get better, right? I'm sure that... Lucy. Rip. Latla. Have faith and wait for me. Okay. You are strong after all, mister. Forget about me. Use your hands to save lives of many. See you around, hero. Next time, let us join your group. Sick. Wicked sick. Jumps on the motorcycle. So in the end, it was all for nothing, huh? Was it? We managed to entrust the task to him. If you hadn't decided to fight, we would have never have met those two. I'm certain your efforts are going to help change fate. It wasn't all me. Latla, you were there every step of the way. Good night, Rip. You've always been so cool. All right, double spread. There's no turning back. Just you wait and see, Rip. All right, going after Nico now.
Man, oh man.
Rip,
This really is AOT coded for real, like Mikasa, Aaron, the
For
whole
those of you
kiss.
who do not know, AOT is both of our favorite series of all time. So whenever we say that, that is the highest level of praise we can give someone. So when we say AOT coded, yes, absolutely.
Also, you had mentioned this earlier. I think it was the first chapter. You were saying how, or maybe the second one. You were saying how Rip, like, okay, if you go through the loop, do the whole surgery again, like, dude, you got unrepaired. How the hell are you gonna do it?
Yeah.
I think I mentioned in mine that like he would have to just oversee it from somebody else. And then I thought of a joke in my head. I'm like, what if God said, you know what? No, this new doctor, this new surgeon,
unrepair to you.
Yep. Or like, you know what? Let's do unclosed or some shit so the wound the cut doesn't close.
Oh, you son of a nutcracker! That would be dark,
man. Have there been any reveals you would consider the basement level then?
I mean, the alternative reality / loops, like that was game changing.
Yeah. In terms of like, it's not the same kind of revelation because one was built up more, the other one kind of came out of nowhere, but it does equate in terms of how much it changes the story because it changes everything. So yeah.
It doesn't change the genre of the show, but still. Well, I guess it kind of does, like a star-crossed lovers, kind of like a romance type of story. Somewhat.
I really wonder how this
loop is going to be. What'd you say?
I really wonder how the loop would be. Like we talked about this before. Like, what if other characters kind of get like more focus, and things kind of change up a bit? Like, how's it going to look?
Well, what I said with Void is that it would have to now include him in the story.
Yep, Void stock's going up.
Void stock's
you know what's funny though? Loki, Sean, Loki. It's honestly like he might actually.
I mean, look, if we give the guy some purpose, if he is no longer, permanently bleeding from Rip because Rip is now on our side, he can be very useful. And let's just say, for example, because the season's arc or the season's quest, it was open to everyone on the planet. If we can get all of the negators on our side versus God, we might just stand a chance. If we get some Umas involved, if we get all the artifacts, if we truly create the dream team, we might be able to beat him.
You know what's kind of interesting though? I feel like, say if we can fix like Rip and Latla's and Layla's situation, that kind of could, like, you subtract them from the equation. Even though I love those characters, they're literally two of my favorite characters in the series. I think it would be an interesting way to bring in different characters, like you said, with Void, Sean, and of course we said Gina for a long time. We said once we learned about the whole loop situation, we knew instantly that Gina was going to end up being a prominent player in the next loop. Sean stock.
Sean Cena stock going up.
Really? Kane is
that was a great send-off.
Huh. Interesting. That was in the volume extra.
Oh, yeah, that likely won't be added to the main line. Shout out to Tozuka. He's pulling his best Oda impression.
Good boy, Kane. Kindness. Kane.
Okay, well, that was a pretty good discussion for that one too. So let's get into some Andy versus Nico stuff. Oh, I have a feeling this might actually hit me even harder. Oh, I don't like stuff with like familial type of stuff, guys. That's my kryptonite. That's my weakness. So just be aware. Might get emotional. Intruders, don't let them get below. Ute! Ute! We'll keep this pace till we reach the inner depths. and destroy the round table. Arc. Oh my god. So 1, confirmation, but 2, if that can be destroyed, we are effed. Oh no. Their security is surprisingly lax. Yeah, old Nico has been putting in the work for us, but this won't be a total cakewalk. He's spitting out teeth? Look there. Oh no, is he catching the bullets in his mouth? / in his body and then spitting them up? I think that's what he's doing. I see. An unbreakable gate. There's no getting through this. Number, chapter 112. Room 25. You mean that Unbreakable's ability will keep it from being destroyed? That's the gist of it. We need to find and kill the negator behind it. Not on my watch. You're the bad person who stabbed Fuko. Tatiana coming down. Both of you are dying right here. Untouchable area specified release. Cylinder. Andy's flying in. Yeesh. This is awful. So many levels got blown to bits. Then the direct path is out, eh? Area 4, gas deployment complete. Lab members? Gates will automatically close in T-minus 120 seconds. Perk, poison gas, the deadly kind to boot. No one could survive even a minute in this stuff. Mr. Andy, please take her. Take Miko. Bo, Miko. I knocked her out. I had no choice. She refused the mask. Why did you... Oh my... One Piece? Like, East Blue reference? Peak. Why did you only put one on Miko? Where's yours? It was destroyed. My guess is the doctor did so in advance. Gates will close in T-minus 60 seconds. Mr. Andy. Please stop Dr. Nico. He left a way for his daughter to survive. Cough. I'm certain he's not doing this of his own free will. Please, I owe that man everything. Okay. Bruh. Bo's the GOAT. If there's a next time, I hope we can be a little wiser. Oh my god. Union is like... getting destroyed. Nico! Where in the hell are you? Kaido! Get your ass out here. I'm gonna smash your face in. I'm waiting in room 25 on level 8. That room... I said this earlier, Vontae. I don't know if you were here, and feel free to chime in if you want, but like, this reminded me of some stuff in the Promised Neverland. Oh, room 25.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you know. So, what's the punchline here? Are you being controlled by someone? If we assume that, all of humanity, no, all life forms are being controlled by the rules God has crafted, then maybe so. I ain't here to wax philosophical. Andy, I don't know. I feel like on one hand, we'd be great friends. On other hands, like, theorizing is my thing, so don't say that. So, I see. Well, I wanted to do just that. God, Nico looks so tired, even more so than normal. He is just emotionally exhausted by what he's doing. What in the hell are you trying to pull here? Answer me, Nico. I don't work for money or fame. There are few things that can sway my heart. Well, 2 to be exact. My dream of slaying God and my wife. Well, I choose my wife. I could never forget the sadness of losing her, you see. To think that simply letting him see some dead woman would be enough to make him do exactly what I wanted. I've tried every option in the book in order to see my wife once more, to erase this sorrow. For those reasons alone, I've kept myself alive all these years. The electricity balls are jingling. I don't plan on ever understanding each other. After all of you just forget everything anyway. Is he going to be like Unforget? Oh my God. And he looks so emaciated in this panel. He looks like he's just barely holding on the will to live. Oh God! Does he have like? Is that how he controls them? Like, he replaced his fingernails with these sensors to like do puppeteering. That applies to you too, doesn't it, Undead? Andy's staring at this man with like half of his tongue visible from both sides. This page is crazy.
Wild. Nico.
Shout out Bo. He made the sacrifice.
You know, it's interesting. What did Bo say on what did he say? He referred to like if I was here. Like, let me go back real quick. Forget which page.
Okay.
But around the time when we had left from him, but he said something about like if he had a chance, like in the next loop or whatever, he would do better or something like that.
Wiser. See,
I feel like this, like right now, we're setting up for like essentially a cast of characters that will get more prominent roles in the next loop. Like we just said it a few times for a few different characters, and then he literally pretty much just told us that. So I find that pretty cool. It's like a cast switch in a movie.
What I like about that specifically is we are going to get maybe half or maybe like 25% of some backstories in this. And then in the next loop, we're just going to get the rest of it. And it's going to come full circle. He's going to do like Oda does and make callback to previous arcs, callback to previous characters. These are the same characters as far as we know from loop to loop, but we just don't know the full backstories for everyone. So,
you know, I didn't actually think about too much is the fact that so basically in every loop they will go through the same things again, right? More or less.
I think maybe the script is the same unless acted upon by an outside force. So Andy or Fuko with arc looping memories.
Because I was thinking about like for example, Rip, like, okay, like we're entrusting him with this, and then next loop we'll figure it out. We'll be, you know, that's interesting though, because there's the stakes are there for these versions of the characters that we've been following pretty much die, and then the next one is still them, and they still go through the same things, but without that part of like, you know. So that's why I think honestly this first loop and so much of what we've seen so far of what Andy and Fuko has been doing is like honestly probably might be like the best things in the series, because in the end, like when it comes to the end game of the series, it really is Undead Unluck. They fixed everything or changed everything, rather.
Yep. So I didn't notice this when I was just flipping back through the chapter. Do you know who is on page 12 in those two tubes?
Page 12. Hold on, let me go back. Come on, phone. I think I know what you're talking about. You're talking about Unavoidable and Gina.
Yep. because I feel like Nico has been holding out either scientifically or through the reward system of a way to bring back the dead. So he has kept their bodies, because remember way back when Gina was killed, Tatiana was sent with a special coffin to pick her up. Yep. So if we look at all these other tubes, I think these are the rest of the Union members. So page 15, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 other members that have died in the past. So this also introduces, as we were saying before, in terms of different Union members that we could meet in the next loop, which I think is pretty great.
Yeah, a good point, Cookies. He said when I was talking about how people will people be different or more or less the exact same. Said Gina looks different because she didn't meet Andy and get the desire to look young, which is why she looked older in that prior loop that we saw when we first started seeing different loops when it was against Foil. I didn't think about that. Because other than that, everybody else looked the same, other than Juice having shorter hair at one point, and yeah, everybody was the same. Nico was the same.
I appreciate the correction, chat. Multiple people are saying that the coffin was for Fuko, but my point stands. In terms of Nico, I think is keeping the dead bodies. I do appreciate all of you saying that, though.
Which is pretty dope, even though it is kind of like, in a way, like morbid, a little dark, very dark, but it makes sense. Like, okay, well, shit, I need to at least keep these people here and do some science on them so that we can use them when we need to fight God. So,
well, we know for sure that the Union keeps extra Umas, extra artifacts, and extra negators in the ready. So whatever that means, if it means they have to be dead or if it means that they're just locked up in a prison like Andy was.
Also, in this chapter, I was slightly disappointed in Nico at first because of his, like, I understand his whole thing. He said, like, 2 things I want, God or my wife. And like, I chose my wife, which makes sense. But then it's just like, damn, Nico, of all people, you pretty much got your faction, your squad killed. All the Umas that you guys captured are gone. But obviously context, and when you keep reading, you'll see things. So, which I thought too. Although
I think him saying all of you forget, I think he like we were saying this in I think last stream, like he might be like unknowledge or unremember, something involving memory, because one, we know that the Union has the ability to erase memories, and 2, with his phrasing right here, he might know that no matter what he does, and it's not just in this loop, but in all of the previous loops that he's always had, let's just say unforget, or unmemory, that his wife will always die giving birth to their child. And you can't help but to love who you love.
Yeah.
So it's not like he can just forget about her because he loved her the first time. So if he loved her the first time, he'll love her in the former or the subsequent loops.
Vince, I'm gonna read the volume extras. He said, extra after 112, explanation of Nico's black ball thingies called psychopods. They run on his brain waves. Chikara once used one of them to move around while using his ability. Unmove normally prevents him from moving, but other things, people can move and carry him, which is dope. He can only control 1 as opposed to Nico's max of 11, but they still were very important in him defeating Creed. Nico nicknamed his own psychopods berries. His fingers are equipped with a small antennas and such to make moving, using, and teleporting them easier. He doesn't need them anymore after all the experience he has with the berries after decades, but he still uses them. It looked like they hurt sticking out of his fingers, which was dope that you caught that. I didn't catch that when I was reading.
I did. It looked a little strange.
Yeah. Wild. But I'll let you continue.
All right. Yeah, that was a fantastic chapter as well. All right, guys. Chapter 113. We got 3 more to go. Okay. So after all of you just forget everything anyway. Number 113, forget. That applies to you too, doesn't it, Undead? What benefit is there in trying to get in our way? I made a deal with ghosts, to be exact. If I help ruin and hand over your soul, in exchange, I'll receive my wife's soul. The reason you came here was to reclaim Fuko's soul, resurrect her, and use the round table to loop. That's the gist of your plan, right? So essentially, whoever wins gets to reclaim their lost lover. I love that dialogue. God damn. Personal stakes, but also stakes for the world. Even if you do get your wife's soul, she isn't coming back to life. Ghost isn't bound to honor the deed. He will honor it. Those guys are faithful to the rules. They're more trustworthy than people could ever be. You lousy. This does remind me of Chainsaw Man. If you know, you know. Contracts with the devils and whatnot. You're supposed to be part of our team. Nico's main weapons are those remote-controlled spheres. He's a scientist. He should be physically weak. I need to engage him in close-quarter combat. No. He's baiting you. Part of the team, as he gets a judo stance. Am I? That stance is... Oh, the 5-finger discount from Shen! Shen's technique. What does it mean to be a team? Does it mean knowing each other better? Or does it mean keeping your friends in mind every waking moment? Astral dolls go. Void and Gina on the scene. No freaking way. Andy, I agree. This begs the question, do they have their abilities to where Nico can puppeteer them to his bidding? Capture Undead. Bow! Knocked his top off, literally. This can't be. Even their abilities. Oh shit. Have been replicated? No, good bastard. These are the two you killed. Do you remember? Was that? Of course I do. No, you don't. Just now, you simply recalled their memory. He doesn't remember he recalled the memory? Do you remember the temperature and humidity on the day you killed Void? How Void dropped to the ground? The way his blood spilled? The smell? Okay, so this is like sensory overload. The complete memory, not just your memory of the event. The breath Gina took as you killed her? Her body temperature? The number of scars she had? The shape of the tears running down her face? All of you unconsciously prune information. Forget it. Feed off of it at your convenience. This is something that was brought up prominently in Pluto that we both reacted to. We've said this many times, but the rest of the reactions are coming. Robots can't forget. And Nico very much is like an android type of person. He has this technology imbued within him. So I would be not surprised in the slightest if his brain is almost mechanical, like a computer. I remember everything, constantly. The pain of losing my comrades, the sadness. All of the information that composes those moments never leaves my brain for even a second. You would go crazy. 1,000,000,000%. Then, why are you putting your comrades to the slaughter? Why are you trying to make yourself suffer even more? Your lab members are dead, and you let ruin infiltrate the joint. The bodies are gonna keep piling up, and the blame's gonna fall squarely on your shoulders. This would have happened sooner or later. I am inevitable. My ability manifested right before my wife's death. Terrifying. And from that point on, I've been unable to forget things, no matter what they may be. Do you know what that means, Undead? He's constantly living in the past with his wife's death all the time. It means my mind is being crushed by a never-ending stack of information. The only memory I have of her before the manifestation that remains intact is of my wife's face. On her deathbed, there's no way I could possibly hold myself together after that. Oh, God. Bruh. So I wonder if she did have the sigil, right? The Union N. So I wonder if she was the negator as well, like unsleep. Because we were thinking initially that Nico, the bags under his eyes was because he couldn't sleep, but I could more so see it with her if she could never sleep, and then him never forgetting. All right, double spread again. I want to see her again, once more, before this feeling inside me that's barely hanging on becomes something I forget. Unforgettable, negation power drop, Joey's and Chakara, and he has 11 of those things to use, 10 plus the one he's sitting on. So, and he's about to fight the whole Union. Goddamn.
Wild stuff. So for a long time, we were talking about Nico's ability, thinking it might be like unlearned. We were in the ballpark somewhere about like when it comes to information, the capacity.
Yeah.
So basically, it's like the crazy thing about it though is the fact that he is remembering her less and less and less. The only thing that he really remembers is her face when she died, and ever since he got the ability since then, he remembers every little small minute detail to every single memory, meaning that the more time goes by, he is not going to remember her barely at all, which is wild. He's constantly being pushed away from her. That's insane. Which also means that he has a lot of love within him. Because if you could barely even remember her, only like her face, then that means that, and then you still are choosing her over, everything else that you and the Union are doing. I mean, he has a lot of love in his heart. That's crazy. Imagine having a lot of love, but you don't even know who this person is. It's like having dementia, right? And then you know that this person means something, but you're not quite sure because you're going to keep forgetting. But obviously in his case, he remembers everything after the fact. So that's wild. That's wild.
This is just piling up the list of things that we need to solve and rectify in the next loop. There are so many stories that we just don't know as humans about our fellow humans in humanity, that if we were just, the phrase is like to walk a mile in someone else's shoes. If we had memories of every person on this planet, I can almost guarantee you the amount of violent crime, the amount of wars, the amount of hate in this world would decrease to almost zero. Not zero, but pretty damn close.
Bro, God is desperate as hell. Because, like, if Nico, put it like this, right? Like, if Nico wasn't a scientist and wasn't in love with somebody like this, he wouldn't have done that. This is like a very one of a kind situation. It wouldn't work the same. Yeah, it would never work the same way for anybody else.
And I think they were both scientists because they were looking at microscopes together. So I think she was a scientist too, which kind of makes sense because Miko is as well. So it just kind of runs in the family.
Yeah. Also, the way that the mangaka be drawing Nico, man, terrifying. Them bags under his eyes be crazy. Damn.
I had a long week, guys, so I thought I was gonna come into this volume and just be like, giving it maybe like my C game or my B game. I am like back on 100 at the moment. I feel like this volume is giving me all the emotions that I need to.
Okay, volume extra for 113. Yoshifumi Suzuka says that Nico is based on Nikola Tesla. Wow. He talks about him a little and how fascinating he was. And Nico's own profile is stacked with info and will be saved for the next volume. Cool. Nice. So that was pretty much all. Nikola Tesla, go.
So that's how he can use Shen's ability, is because he remembers it perfectly from every maybe like muscle fiber.
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, Nico, yeah, it's insane. Because just think about the possibilities of that, an ability like that. Literally anything that it has like 1,000% photographic memory plus more. But just think of that, like I forget what's the actual number, the numerical, the unit for it, but when it comes to our own brains, we can only like have so much info in our head. And if it was even possible to go beyond that, you'll probably like overload and then I don't know, probably be like brain dead essentially. So
I mean,
the fact
I
that
mentioned it with Pluto. You cannot remember everything in your life.
Mm-mm.
There's too much trauma. The brain is literally made to forget.
Yep. So honestly, that's why I say the situation with God even giving him that ability is so interesting, because if you're not somebody that even like craves for more knowledge and stuff, you will probably be done, like brain dead. With him, he at least, at the very least, is able to fill in,
exist.
Yeah, exactly. But and he has to endure all this. It's wild. This is actually the mangaka. They were in their back for this with his whole situation. But there's always more. So I'll let you get back into it when you're ready.
Last point I want to talk about really quickly is kind of like a prediction on how to beat him. It is either going to be memory no jutsu, or alternatively, it's going to be sensory overload. Because if he remembers everything all at once, you just have to give him more than he can remember at one very instant.
Yeah, that makes me think about when Galaxy was birthed, and then he ended up using the tubes to. So what was that basically?
So that was him getting the information from his, and like even the anime, I think, did an incredible job of showcasing the overloading of all of the information. So all of those specific memories that maybe people forgot, like what was the humidity in Australia when Galaxy was birthed? Like Nico now has that information because of, him plugging in, locked in. But
I wonder how that felt for him then. So like, wow.
Wow. All right. Chapter 114. The Nikola Tesla. We're getting right into it. Behold, I have completely figured out electrical currents. I have used science to conquer God's rules. Science is a war against God. Nico. Oh, it's you, Bao. Behold, I'm one step closer to tightening the noose around God's neck. Well, about that. Bao is Bo's dad. I do know that from a earlier chapter extra. The Uma black hole has been added. We haven't the faintest idea about what changes this new rule will bring. He's looking at him as he gets electrocuted. Sounds like he's thrown a fit. Why? You see, whenever a new rule that we can't comprehend is added, he reacts like this. That sure is silly. Those additions are what makes things interesting, though. God, she is all baddie. Look at her fit. What? Who the hell are you? Didn't I tell you that we'd be getting a new member? Introduce yourself. Roger that, boss. Ichiko Nemuri. Oh, let me try that again. Ichiko Nemery. I'm the negator unsleep. Okay, so we did call that. Shot in the dark. No, there's no way. And as of today, I'm a member of the round table and the laboratory. I'm always wired and wide awake. Pleasure to work with you. She reminds me, not just because of her hourglass-like figure, of Bellamere from One Piece. Cigarette in her mouth. Whoa, it's a girl! Oh man, thank you. Is this shonen? A negator? Bunch of slow-witted pretend psychics. Nico, quit being biased. And this is how you dress yourself? Cover up those unsightly mounds of flesh? Oh, come on. No. Oh, hell yeah. There's not a single unsightly area on my body. That line. Foreshadowing. The hair, too. If you're a scientist, then trim it. It'll get in the way of your lab work. That's the last thing I'd sign off on. Listen, I make the rules around here. Can it with the back talk. Everyone is equal in science, Nico, my boy. I like their dynamic, even if this is their first meeting. Will you just listen to me already? I'll leave the rest in your capable hands, Bao. You're kidding me. I wasn't sure how she'd pan out for a while there. Is this like contributions to the union, or maybe like in the lab how many patents they've made? It's amazing. It's amazing. Ichiko only arrived a month ago, and she's already surpassed Dr. Nico in number of inventions. She's a tad rough around the edges, but she's something else. She must be some kind of genius. A genius, huh? I suppose it's easy to dismiss it as merely that. I mean, it's true, isn't it? She's just been doing joint research with Mr. Nico. We may all have talent, but none of us could ever be that mad about science. Whoa. Okay. So this is how the spheres were made initially. It was a joint endeavor. Nico's face. Use my black metal for the conductor. That should do it. I see. If we use my string technology, then we can apply it. And in that case, we can Ichiko. I know that you're a capable scientist, but even if you can't sleep, you still need to rest. You also haven't bathed, have you? Your hair is all grody. I don't want to. It's a waste of time. You hate God adding new rules, don't you, Nico? Yeah, of course I do. The world keeps getting updated under our noses. Hold on a second. So if Nico got his ability right before his wife died, and this is showing how they first met, that means he joined the Union. Wait, did he have the Negator N yet? I'm going back. Oh no, so he was probably just like an assistant to Juiz, or like a scientist that she got as a contractor. That's what I was trying to say. And then he was officially added as a member of the round table once he got it. Yeah, of course I do. The world keeps getting updated. Updated. Okay. Video game. The world keeps getting updated under our noses. Scientists and God are playing a constant game of cat and mouse. I want to know everything in the world. I can't stand new rules popping up on a whim. But that's perfectly fine, isn't it? How so? Learning everything there is to know isn't science. Learning about what you don't know, now that's science. You were like that at first, weren't you, Nico? What? See? What did I tell you? Aw. Oh. Well, I'll be. I never knew bags could get that big. And she had them. I guess that's kind of why she wears her hair down to cover those, but that's adorable. So you were at the root of this mess, Nico. Spare me. Ichiko has been cooped up ever since then. But on the bright side, she's still been sliding us ideas. Whoosh. Anyway, we're throwing her a birthday party that'll also serve as your chance to patch things up. Say what? That's a waste of the budget. Just drag her ass out of the room already. All the lab members are getting her a present. Are you even listening? Think of it as a nice little breather. Ichiko has been driving you to overwork yourself. You should try using science to help your friends every once in a while. That was a line he had told to someone before. I think it was Andy. He said it in the last volume. We've been binge reading these guys. I don't remember. And then he also said, don't get in the way of romance. So 2 foreshadowing lines there. Oh, she is adorable. This is baby girl. Now to celebrate Ichiko's birthday and work ethic, we will now commence with the gift giving. Pretty convenient that you came out of your room today. Must not have been that depressed after all, says Nico. Wah, Nico's picking on me. Cut it out, you unsociable jerk. You grain coot? Damn. How dare you make poor Ichiko cry? Just cause you're a little smart doesn't give you the right to make fun of her. Yeah, with your dead fish eyes. I got you a special drink with super fatigue recovering effects. Excellent. I got you a plushie that will converse with you. Okay, that might be where Tatiana got her panda, kind of like bread panda from. I got a new type of rose made specifically for healing. That is interesting. Thank you, everyone. What am I? Oh, I think that is a panda with her hairstyle and the cigarette. I love that. I'll keep doing my darndest. Hey, don't start packing things up just yet. Sit. It's my gift. Why does that look like an execution chair? Yeah, is that a freaking electric chair? Don't do it, Ichiko. He's gonna kill you. You're jealous because her intellect stacks up to yours? You're the worst, Mr. Nico. Okay, I'm docking the pay of everyone who spoke up just now. You can't be serious. This is surely an invention to induce a sleep-like state into her so that her brain can recover. Call him a shot. You're actually sitting in it. This should be fun. Sorry. I've built a lot of inventions in my life, but this is by far the dullest. It really was an electric chair. Sorry, I was in the wrong. I very much need you, as she blushes and he wipes the bangs away from her forehead. Huh? Didn't Ichigo have bags under her eyes? I used an electric current to force her brain to misinterpret the coordinates of her bags. I'm gonna read that again because what? I used an electric current to force her brain to misinterpret the coordinates of her bags? Nico, you're off the grid here. I couldn't get rid of them, but hey, at least now you can think of them as eyeshadow. He just moved them up. Nico, science is lovely, isn't it? Yeah. But heart struck. You're right, Ichiko. Science is lovely. Science isn't about knowing everything. Constantly seeking out new rules to understand and utilize. Now that's science. And because Chikara is looking at him and he's tearing off his skin again, stop this. That's why I've decided to accept it. If it means meeting you once more, I'll accept this new rule. Ghost? Whoa. What the hell is this? So the shackles on his soul are with the nails in Uma Ghost, and he's using it as like a cloak. The bones of Uma Ghost are grabbing him, and he's sitting on another soul.
Wild.
That is poster material. Like, if you just got rid of the text boxes, I would hang that up in my room. That is incredible.
So yeah, your Quark next panel worked at the end of the last chapter.
Yeah.
He was like, unsleep. I was like,
I mean, it's not.
I think it was.
That wasn't like the worst guess in the world. I mean,
Found in the chat. He was like, how the hell?
are you?
You know,
guys
it's funny. I
serious?
actually
Like,
noticed
you didn't guess that.
the bags and the eyes shadow thing. I was like, wait,
Oh,
why
really?
is the bags on top? I was like, oh, that was actually a thing. I was like, oh, I thought I was tripping. But yeah, she's dope. Ichiko, dope. Also, the fact that like I had thought about it once we got her ability being unsleep. The fact that when she was dead, her eyes were wide open. I feel like that was like a some good detail from the mangaka to show.
So that's my question. Was she dead, or was she just in like a coma?
That's interesting, isn't it?
Because something Mad Mata just put in the chat is she can't sleep or rest in any way. Eventually she will pass out. But as soon as her body switches to simply sleeping / resting, she will wake back up. But I'm assuming over the course of her life, that will likely cause her to enter into comas from time to time.
Yeah. But that is interesting that's the thing. But I think she definitely did die. But it was just still, I think just showing her like that was just it kind of goes into her ability and his ability once his got activated.
We did see her ghost cookies, but the thing for me is like, it's kind of the retroactive implementation of a rule into the world. So let's say she died 20 years ago. Did her ghost just now materialize when Ghost came into the world? Or her soul, I mean. Or did she die more recently and Ghost picked up her soul on the way to the Union? I feel like that's darker because we know that Nico has these stasis chambers, right? So he has Gina, he has Void. I'm assuming his wife is probably in there, so that maybe that's how Andy wins, as if he shows her maybe like the face of his wife. I don't know.
So I'll be back, but Vince, he posted the volume extras too for this up ahead. I'll be back real quick.
Okay. Let me see. Oh, speaking of UU merch, guys, our boy Sherm did drop us a link. Apparently there are some Undead Unluck merch from the Shonen Jump website. It's a little overpriced, if I'm being honest, but while Vante is away, a little special treat since it was his birthday a little over a week ago. I'm actually going to buy him the Undead Unluck beanie, and we're going to wear both of them maybe for a volume reaction here in the near future. Okay, so I did see someone say she died during childbirth. Okay. I must have missed that if it was last chapter. My bad. Okay, so I guess then the retroactive application of the rule to the world is how Ghost had her soul. That does make sense. All right, and then what else are you guys talking about in here? Sorry, Vontae's been kind of like the moderator in this while I've just been reading. We're just under 2 hours, and that was the second to last one. Yep, second to last one. Pandas. Yes, I did notice that was Bo that Bao was holding in the flashback. All right, I feel like I've mostly caught up on chat. So I'll give Vontae like another 30 seconds and then go ahead and get into the last chapter of this read through for today. Just as a quick reminder, for those of you who are still following us 2 hours into the stream, like the stream real quick if you haven't already, and subscribe. We will likely, based off of our boy Sherm recommendation, be dual reacting in the form of one person reads in a recorded setting, and then the second person will do a live stream. So for volume 14 and 15, because normally we only choose 1 or 2 chapters per volume to both dual react to separately. But apparently all these chapters are fantastic from 13, 14, and 15. So just something to keep in mind. So we will likely be switching it up. I'm going to try to record and release maybe next Thursday or Friday. And then Vontae might do another live stream this next Saturday at 3:30 p.m. EST. All right, I have waited long enough. You guys have waited long enough. Let's get into the last chapter of the volume, chapter 115. I'll accept this new rule, Ghost. 115, don't leave me. Oh my god. He's going to say that to his wife. Uma, Ghost? Nico assimilated with him? The spheres around him have changed too. What is going on? Okay, Void punches through the earth. The dolls too. Seems they got a power boost. All right, he's coughing up the blood to move him upwards? Good Lord, Andy. Man, he's rock solid. I'd better aim for the spheres in their chest. What does he notice? Gina coming down. They're not as one note as before. Chikara's unmoved, but his chest ain't shining. Chomp. Parts bullet tongue? Okay, at least he takes out his leg. So only Gina and Void got a power boost from Ghost. Must be because both of them are dead. I did not change the page until I had already said that. The astral dolls are inventions I spent ages developing with my wife. In order to make up for the Union's dwindling forces, we contemplating replicating the powers of those who had fallen in battle. Development was conducted right here. Even with our combined intellect, the dolls wouldn't function as we wanted. The simple, monotonous movements you see with Juiz and Chikara were the best we could do. There was something missing. Okay, one of the tubes got fired at. I think it was the top one, so was that Void? Throb. Nico, this isn't right. I know it. What isn't right? What? A memory from before Unforgettable manifested? We've done all that we could. If we couldn't come close with that, then this is beyond the realm of science. What each of them truly needs is to rest eternally. It's like if you have, I'll go on a quick little tangent here. So this is, I think, kind of similar to, I've only seen one episode of Black Mirror before, and spoiler alert, I'm talking about it for the next 15 seconds. There is a singular episode to where a criminal is put into an eternal loop, ironically, to where she has to relive being hunted down by people over and over and over again because she killed a little girl. So the whole reason why I'm pulling this up in terms of that reference is that is almost like eternal slavery. For you to like reuse their bodies after they've died, it's like eternal slavery. You just gotta let them go. They died. Sure, it sucks. Sure, you can mourn them, but don't make them fight in the afterlife. A soul. You were right. You were always right. Behold, our research from back then has finally borne fruit. A new rule, Ghost, had made this possible. I only overcame those two thanks to Fuko's unluck. At this rate, it's only a matter of time before they catch me. I need to find their weakness. Okay, he's shooting off all the different stasis tubes, and I'm assuming his wife is in one of those. The hell? The dolls are becoming distorted? Yeah, he's starting to go mad scientist. What is this pain? You've been acting strange as of late, Nico. I mean, conducting research on souls? I told you that they're beyond the capabilities of science, didn't I? Is it because I'm on sleep and I don't have much time left? But you see, Nico, science is meant to benefit the living. Are you going to leave me all alone? As she holds her stomach, you're not going to be alone. Damn. And that look of pain on his face? What has he become? He's in the back in like this weird demonic position, ghost draped around his carcass because he's not living at this moment. Yes, it won't be long now. With those inventions we created and this new rule, I'll be able to see you again. My memories of you are barely hanging on. They're fading. Hurry and give me memories with you that I'll never forget. So, I finally caught you. This may be using replicated abilities based on pseudoscience, but you did well against 4 negators. Now, and he has the soul scythe? Now I just have to reap your soul. I can see that you're suffering, Nico. What? Every time this lab gets destroyed, no. Every time your inventions get destroyed, it causes you to suffer bad. This place is packed with a bunch of precious memories, isn't it? You wouldn't be able to keep yourself together without this place. Because if you weren't surrounded by the memories you had made with your wife, you would end up forgetting her. How are you able to move? Unavoidable and unmove are both activated. Sorry, I've already decided to carry the burden on my shoulders. Wait, please. Stop! Holy shit, I said the last double spread to end was a poster? Look at this one.
Naruto. Damn,
He found
all
the
of that
weakness.
knowledge. Yep. So no one telling how he's going to react this the next volume.
He's gonna lose his goddamn mind. Is what he's gonna do.
No, obviously, I'm just saying, like in terms of the whole ghost situation, I can see it getting real intense, drawn wise, because you can see the berries going crazy and the lab gets fucked up. God damn. But yeah, literally when he was reading the last few pages, Andy said exactly what I was thinking in my head. I'm like, yep, carrying the burden on the shoulders. This entire, well, since this is like season 3 from the get go, that's all of what Andy's been doing. Just carrying the burden for everybody, getting Rip and Lala to entrust him. This situation going against Nico, trying to stop him, and then trying to get Funko back, and then him killing all these other Umas and whatnot. He is, and he's showing out. Nico's VA gonna go crazy too.
Oh yeah, I was saying like Yuki Kaji was gonna kill it with that last Rip scream.
Yep. I like the name Astro Dolls because very much so. He really turned to a mad scientist. So I mean, he checks off all the. If you want to be a real scientist, you have to check off the mad scientist box. It has to be a moment in your life where you got to become.
At some point in your career, like, you have to do it.
Your squad died, or dead. Even so when I was reading, I was thinking that the kid that was in the squad in the flashback was unburned. Once again, guys, we got confirmation that the guy from Under was unburned, but it wasn't him. When I talked to Sherm off stream, and he told me, he was like, nah, that's not him. And then when you were reading it though, the guy, well, in the flashback is the kid with the thing over his eye and the black spiky type hair. But in the present day, I noticed when you was reading, he was one of the people that died in the lab when Andy first came in.
Oh, okay.
I was like, oh, okay, so it's him. That's crazy though. These people died or are currently dying. Yeah, mad scientists, like I said.
It's only a matter of time before Miko wakes up because she was brought here by Andy on the back of the bike. And I'm just imagining a scene to where Miko is finally going to be able to hug her mom. That might break me. That's going to be too much. Damn. Uma Ghost is able to make a soul reaping scythe.
Ain't that something? Ain't that ironic? The god of death, as Andy has called himself or proclaimed, it is that soul siphoning. Yep, Grim Reaper motifs. Yep.
The shittiest negator ability.
The shittiest one. In terms of lasting effects, low key Nico is probably pretty high up there.
Oh no, unrepair's got to be tough. Because like if you barely scratch yourself, you're always going to be injured. Like, you know how many times I stub my toe? Like, oh my god, it'll never heal.
Oh yeah, okay. Now you're saying like in terms of us experiencing that, then yeah, I can agree with that. In terms of the characters, I'm saying Nico probably.
Yeah, I mean at this point, it's like if
but
you
in real life,
the details of every event, every traumatizing event that ever happened to you, and then you can also plug in and get all the traumatizing details of anyone else you share memories with, bruh. I don't know. I'm on sleep right now. It's like, let's be honest.
Unforgettable, Unknown. Yeah, those three are crazy. Unknown is wild. I don't know how I'd be able to live like that. Like if I'm not like affiliated in anything when it comes, or just not being social, or I'm just gone essentially. I don't know. Because if there's no other negators in the world, then I'm fucked. I'm by myself.
You know what? I might change my pick. Unknown. Like if I had to watch my mom, like break her heart over my disappearance. Oof.
And Unforgettable, I ain't gonna lie, my brain's probably gonna be fucked up because, bruh, everything, like I have to remember every detail. Like at the end of the day, especially when it comes to real life, I think your brain literally would go overload and you probably end up being brain dead in the end. I don't think you can actually have the space, the capacity to remember every single detail to everything.
So that was a question I was going to ask earlier in the stream, but I just didn't. Is there a reason why he did not choose to deactivate unrepair on his eye wound? Because to this day, it's still bleeding. Or is it only when it's not on his own body? Is that the condition? Oh, he's punishing himself. That makes sense. Oh, maybe when he dies, all of his incisions or injuries that he's caused to other people get reset.
No, Sean might be the GOAT though. Like, what issues does his have?
I mean, once he got the third eye added to his forehead, it just a social exclusion, I guess. Look at that 3-eye loser. No, but I guess he just can't use his ability with his eyes open. Like, jokes aside.
Yeah. So,
That's not really a detriment, though.
I know, right? So, that's interesting. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe we'll get some more context. I doubt it, because he's dead. There really would be no context unless the next loop. Like, what situation? He's just like, John, I want an omelet. Omelet too. Omelet.
Omelet rice. Omelet rice.
That was his adversity. That was about it. He became a scout. Everybody else had all these traumatic experiences, but yeah, he has to have a tragedy. Well, what would it be? Like, I mean, well, okay. I just have to think about it a little bit more. Okay, eyes open, invisible.
I mean, when he's sleeping, someone might have thought he disappeared in his childhood.
Maybe. Or he could have caused people to get into like an accident or some shit. Like, maybe he scared somebody, gave him a heart attack or something, or did something to cause like an accident. Because look what I can do. What the hell? Lack of screen time, really? Wow. That's the strategy.
You wound up forgetting her. How are you able to move? Unavoidable and unmove are both activated. Sorry. Something cut off Andy's tips of his arms. Or he ripped them out of Gina's unchanged goo. But how did he do that? Is the soul going into him? Oh, wait. Is Gina helping him on that page? That might be it. All right, guys, I will be right back. I'll let Vontae think about that.
That's interesting because even in the next panel, you only see Chikara and Void there too. But not Gina. Could be. Plus, you always gotta have that in every anime, every manga where like somebody's using something to puppeteer characters, and then our MC or whoever we're following ends up either reaching out to them some way or they do some kind of action that makes them fight back, whether they're dead, alive, half and half. Or Chikara blinked. That would actually be kind of funny. But the face on Nico though, man. We had golems, copies, yeah. But doing your bidding essentially. All right, Cookies, have a good one, man. Have a great night. Because I know you're at like 11 p.m. right now? Yeah, only Void and Gina. Yeah, that makes sense. All right, Eduardo. Peace out, man. You guys know, always stay tuned and always stay updated with our community posts. We're always going to post there, let you guys know about streams, video formats, and whatnot. A great volume. I think, honestly, so far, this might, and I say this damn near every stream, and trust me, it's not on purpose. This one for sure, though, I might end up, it's definitely top two. I'll say top two. I personally think it's probably my favorite volume that we've read so far, from 7 to now with 13. But 100% is top two. 1000%. Yeah. It might be one. Suppose you always so often. Yeah, man. People been telling us for a while that Undead and Jump is like the most consistent when it comes to just material story in general, which I can see that. I mean, to me, like when we first started doing the anime, like we used to get a lot of comments, and out of any series that we react to, we would get views, get likes and stuff, but we never get like comments and that kind of engagement. But for Undead, it was always, even a video can literally have 50 views and there will be 15 comments. Compared to something that has like 1,000 or over 1,000, it only has like 2 comments. So that kind of told me that yeah, Undead is one of those series that is underrated and it deserves more shine. And I agree wholeheartedly right now. I shall peace. Right, the hype, yeah, with Disney and was it Hulu too, or like both of those. But then sometimes there's some good in series not becoming mainstream. Like, I'm not the type of person that would just say, oh, like I would rather want to just gatekeep series and but because things become mainstream in general. Like for me, that was like Attack on Titan. It became very, very mainstream, and then sometimes like just a discourse about the series can get a little tiresome on both ends. So, how people talk about stuff, they overrate things or they shit on stuff, and it gets whatever. But like Undead, I will say though, it's like a popular niche, so it's I fuck with it a lot. And if people are asleep on it, they can stay asleep. But I will say when season 2 drops, as long as they, the marketing and the promoting is good, then I think that season 2 is gonna be fire. And then season 3 right after, this is literally season 3 that we're reading right now. Like, and you guys said the next volumes are even more crazy, or it just keeps on getting higher and higher. Oh yeah, it'll get this flower soon. Yep, good. Small but healthy and active. That's great. That's the kind of community I want to be in when it comes to some of these manga. Because the more and more popular some series get, the discourse just turns to shit. This should just be ass. So luckily, this is one of those series that has a good community. Like you said, the shipping and power scaling, that's a first. Every other fandom, every other fan base always had stuff like that and debates about that all the time. But the series, a lot of healthy discourse.
I don't think they have a lot of shipping because most of the pairs are already made by the mangaka.
Mm-hmm. It's no point. And then the power scaling, the power makes sense. Like the power system makes sense. You understand what characters can be other characters because it's not just about strength, but also matchups and strategy. So,
Are there any other Undead Unluck content creators that we should be made aware of as we get closer to catching up? Like any manga readers or anyone else on YouTube?
Yep, that's exactly what it be. Bigger series of discourse just becomes bullshit. Like, yeah,
it's a double-edged sword.
It's a pissing contest. Yeah. Yeah, me. Okay, but Andy can't die. That's funny because I remember seeing recently, it was like some months ago, I was seeing people saying Andy versus such and such from this series or that series. I'm like, okay, but bro can't die. I'm like, yeah, exactly.
The
problem. What are your thoughts overall for volume?
Okay, so a little bit of a hot take. I thoroughly enjoyed this volume. I don't think it's in my top 3. It might be third. It's definitely not top 2.
Mm-hmm. I got it in top 2. It might be my favorite. I have to think back on it because I really like the last one too, and then the spring all the way to that. Yeah, that one was really good. What was that? 10? No, 11, right?
I think my favorite is probably the end of spring / Fuko getting killed. Because I'm just like, that is a perfect ending of that arc.
I think it's top. That one and this one's in my top 2.
I might have liked Summer more than this one. The end of the Summer arc.
Really?
Oh, or even the last one with like or two. I think I kind of lose track. The one with Chikara, Top, and Ishin. Like even like Spring Arc, I'm just realizing as I'm thinking more and more about it, it is going to be my favorite arc.
Well, as an arc.
No, but like each one of those volumes, I feel like might be better than this one.
I mean, but that's kind of unfair if you put 2 volumes compared to 1.
Well, no, I'm saying each one is different. So like 1 and 2, and this one might be 3.
Because, for example, for me, it's hard to do 7 and 8 because they're like, because at first I would always say that like specifically not Summer, but specifically Shin and Fong were like my favorite stuff for a little while, and then the end of the spring arc. So for me, I'll probably say this one, 13, 11, and I guess I can say 8. Yeah, I'll say those are my top 3. Oh, damn, that is kind of tough, though, because I really like 12, too. I'm not going to lie.
I'm just saying.
Because 12, Andy, he was... Oh, damn. Nah, I still like this more than 12 though, overall. Because Rip and Nico, like those two characters were characters that well, not the two that we've been theorizing the most about, but two that seem obviously very popular characters, and I did not expect to get both of this in this arc or in this volume. And we still have a little bit more Nico for the next one once that gets concluded. It's just a lot of good volumes though for Undead, man. It's just like for other series I can pick out and choose which volumes I like more, but for this we can do a tier list with this though once we get all caught up.
It's going to be difficult, and I definitely would want to do a reread before I ranked them again.
14 to 15, your favorite? Ooh, nice. Coming up. The rest of the Ragnarok, yeah. Because we still got fucking Ruin and Seal and everybody else that, like, isn't our Goose is still here?
Well, this is not even like full HD because StreamYard only goes up to 720. So technically I could go up to I think like 4K with my laptop. But the camera at least will go up to 1080p. So it just looks better because I'm not like fully on the screen.
22 and 23 good too. Damn.
Those are like the last ones that just came out, right?
Gotta be.
Yeah, because 21 was just released in Japan. I think we're maybe up to 24.
Oh, also the fact, like, bro, he gets pressed that bad that he has to do all this bullshit. We're in a Ragnarok realm right now when literally Revolution was already something that got sped up and was coming too. So both of them just gonna happen at the same time, I guess. I guess it's the one and the same. I guess it don't matter. Revolution doesn't matter anymore once Ragnarok comes.
Do you think we will get a further explanation of God's desires, or at least his motivation, before we get into the next loop, or no?
I think we will, right before we get into it.
Okay.
Because I think the next loop is a complete reset where we're going to have everything that we've learned up until then, and then now we have to become more proactive rather than reactive, if that makes sense, as a union. Because God is definitely going to talk to, Andy's going to talk to God. And I can see that happening at the end of this arc. Plus, since people say 14 and 15 are also big, like what else can you do other than Ruin and Seal? I would assume God stuff. And they said that they need to make preparations for him to come down. So they pretty much already did.
That was strange, right? Like, why would they have to? Is there something that he does before destroying the planet? Does he have like a conversation? Does he offer them like salvation? Does he give them false hope? Does he say you'll be reincarnated? I'm curious, like,
or some ass kissers.
What?
So here's a chair. Here's a chair. Here, you need some water? Okay, here you go.
Is this like, bitch made material?
Current chapter is shaping up to be some of my favorite in the whole series. Tezuka doesn't stop cooking. Yeah, Nico, logic and love, 100%. I love
Go ahead.
I was gonna say I just love Ichiko's stance on science. Learn what you don't know rather than trying to learn everything.
Yeah, and plus it's supposed to be for the living. I made a comment while you were off camera for a sec, in terms of what Nico is doing is kind of like eternal slavery. Like, you don't even get to escape it with your death. If he's taking your soul from your deceased body and using it in his, what are they called again? Astral dolls?
Yeah.
Like, that is dark. That's not what you should be doing to your friends. You shouldn't utilize their souls for your own purposes.
That's one thing. When I was reading, I kept repeating that I wasn't really a fan of Nico's decision, like like I understand it, but like at the same time, like even more so, like I even agree more with Ichiko when we seen her talking about like, yo, the whole Astro Doll thing, like that's wild, and once again the stance on science and whatnot. Like I get where he's coming from, obviously, because he established in the beginning said two things I'm going forward for is God and my wife, and he's got a lot of love in him, and he doesn't know where. I mean, because he doesn't really remember her like that until now. He's starting to, so it's like he's a mental patient in a way. It's like it's not really his fault. It's his ability messed him up bad. Because had he not had that ability and his wife died, he wouldn't act like this.
He's a slave to knowledge. As the famous quote in Attack on Titan, and then also, I guess, in what was it that was also listed? Was it Vinland? Everyone's a slave to something. He's a slave to the idea of his wife. Because at this point, she's been gone for a while. He has a full-grown adult child. And like, I just don't get, I did not ever get the impression that he was close with Miko. How do you feel about that statement?
I actually feel that too. It's crazy. I always thought that just automatic, just the way that he talks to her too. Like he talks
treats
to her
like a member of the laboratory team. She's not related to him. It's not like she didn't tell him specifically like, I'm not leaving you alone. Like, here is this child. Take care of our child.
Oh, what is that called when when people, I think I forget what it's called, but like when someone has a baby, when they give birth and they start to like not like the baby, like there's like a, what is it called?
Post-mortem.
Yeah. It's
post-mortem depression.
Even though obviously he's not the one that gave birth, but I think that kind of goes into his experience in a way. Not to say that he hates Miko, but like I think there's some similar thing there.
I feel like he is so infatuated with his wife that he doesn't even take into account that this gift that she gave him is literally half of her. I just could not imagine that. Like, if my wife died during childbirth, like that child would be my everything. I don't care how much I love my wife. Like, I do want to be a dad in the future, but seriously, like, how can you ignore the gift that your wife gave you as she died? That's insane to me.
That's why it's tough, because it's like, and when I was doing my reaction, I was mostly like disagreeing with his decisions in general, but when I started thinking about it more, he doesn't really have it's a weird situation, because it's like he has all this love for his wife, even though he doesn't know who this woman is. He can barely even remember her, only her being dead, but he knows that's my wife. He doesn't remember any experiences before that, and then he has a child, and then it's like, that's why I say it's essentially like he's a mental patient. And then everything, like everybody, even his own daughter, is like, well, all these people mean kind of the same to me in a way, because the way that he looks at life, he doesn't forget anything since then. So it's like, I don't know how the brain would be if you were to remember every little detail of everything. Like, what are your relationships with people like? Will you just treat everybody kind of the same way? Because, like, we as people already get annoyed from people. Sometimes you might get annoyed with people, like your sibling, for example. You grow up with them for a long time. You grow up with them your whole life, and you end up becoming annoyed with them for certain things and stuff like that. But him is like on a exponential, like just a higher level, where I don't think it's really disdain for his daughter. It's mostly just
he's so
his brain naturally just looks at her as normal.
He cannot live in the moment. He is constantly living the moment that his wife died. Let me go back. Was he even looking at his daughter's face when she was born, or was he looking at his wife's face?
I don't think so. I feel like he wasn't. I feel like he was looking at his wife.
I do too.
But yeah, he is too far gone. Like the more and more that I was thinking about it after during my reaction and after the fact too, I was like, damn, I don't even know how that experience even feels.
I wouldn't know. I hope that never.
And honestly, I think God is like power scaling love. And what I mean by that is that I think personally that the Nico situation is the worst in terms of when he gave him the ability because of his situation of his love for science and his love for his wife. It's like his is I think is more traumatic compared to everybody else's. And unrepair he'll Rip would be like right under there too.
I just went back. He is 1,000,000% just looking at his wife. He's holding his child, but he's not looking at her. Damn.
So in the last few extras, it was said that Miko tries to come closer to her dad, and he barely notices her. Yeah, so
they say anxiety is living in the future, and depression is living in the past. No,
that is wild.
Like,
though.
Everything considered, this was a fantastic volume. I don't want to like downplay like how I felt about Nico or how I felt about the volume in general. It was very top tier quality. Just wasn't my favorite.
My favorite parts of it, which makes me say it's in my top 2, was the Rip Layla stuff. I really enjoyed that whole whole stretch. That was my highlight for this. Damn. Yeah, it's I don't know what's gonna go on next one. Obviously, we're gonna get the conclusion for Nico Andy fight, and then after that, Seal, Ruin, and whoever in the Union or under is here, because I'm assuming Billy and them are gonna pull up relatively soon, I guess.
Do you think we're joining forces with Billy now to fight God?
Yeah, hell yeah. Yeah,
I do.
They have to, because Ragnarok is basically here, or about to be here. And then Juiz is what? She's in Egypt, right? Was Top and Phil. So they're not there. Shin and Muiz, they're down for the count. When I first seen it, I was like, oh shit. I was like, oh, Nico. No, they said Geezer. I'm like, who else is the old Geezer? It wouldn't be nobody else but Nico. I was like, oh shit. Damn.
This could only be one person.
Fong, where you at, man? I know you broke out. That's why I said, I know you're out. You're out.
Oh, yeah, he's probably gone.
He's probably going to Billy and them under.
The Union is.
So they got their walk on All Long Park.
Yeah.
They got their walk on All Long Park with those 4: Tella, Billy, Creed, and Fong. And we still have Usopp. Oh no, she went back. Oh yeah, everybody else is gone. I forgot about that. The rest of Under.
And like, what's the world outside look like if they killed 50% of the Umas that they had captured? They probably had 50 to 100 Umas captured. My best guess is like outside is just a swirling vortex of unreality. Like, let's just say you put your finger inside, like it catches fire, it freezes, it melts, and then it reforms into a tree. Like, it's just reality is broken outside.
Yeah.
Nothing has any form. Oh, wait a second. Could that be what God started off with, and he tried to bring form into the world from chaos or entropy? Because he said, or someone's previously said, the rules and negators were carefully crafted. So that makes me think that God was trying to bring form to entropy. That is true. They could be like one of the 101s, like the unbreakable rules. Just a thought.
The rules still exist. Okay. You know, it kind of reminds me of
what?
Have you seen the Cat in the Hat movie with Mike Myers?
It's been a while, but yeah.
When I forgot what the shit was called, but like shit was like start in the box, like the world was gonna start like getting all ghoulified or something like that. And we had oh no,
That's
that
funny.
reminded me of that. I forgot they called it the mother or something. I forgot, but that just came to my
Okay.
mind. That literally
Yeah.
is what I don't know. God damn.
All right, guys. I feel like that's a pretty good place to wrap up. Anything else you want to add, Vontae, before we get out of here?
Let's see. Was there anything that I wanted to mention that I forgot? Hmm. Nope. I think that's about it.
Okay, guys. Well, thank you for joining me on my live read-through for Volume 13. For those of us still here in the stream, I just want to let you know that we've been told 14 and 15 are also chocked full of dual reaction type of chapters. So likely you will be seeing a video reaction from me, probably Thursday or Friday next week. And then the next live stream for Volume 14 will be Vontae's side of the reaction. That will be next Saturday or possibly Sunday/Monday. So sometime next week. So you got to wait a little bit longer for the next one.
126, 127, your favorite? Bet that's like what, 16? Probably volume 16. Yeah.
15.
I mean
probably.
15. 15.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right, you guys know the drill, man. Stay tuned. We're always going to update you guys in the community post. And yeah, we got some new content coming out. Matter of fact, My Hero Academia. We're going to be reacting to season 7 on May 4th. May the 4th be with you for all the Star Wars fans out there.
We know
So,
Horikoshi's a
yeah.
Star Wars fan.
I bet he's like, oh my God, the 4th? Wow. 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 But all right, you guys have a good one, and please stay safe, stay healthy, stay clean. See you guys all in the next video in the stream, and peace.
Peace.